Jalan Dato' Ajiba Abo, formerly known as Jalan Datus, is a road of great significance in the history of Sarawak. Many local Malay leaders came from this area, and the many Malay kampongs with beautiful traditional houses are a sight to behold. Among them is Darul Maziah. Darul Maziah has been featured in several books and magazines. Built more than 100 years ago, I recently had a chance to visit it. Located at Kampung Number 6, it was built in the 1880s by Datuk Bentara Abang Haji Hashim bin Arif. Built from Billion wood by local craftsmen, the house was very much inspired by Islamic design. Sitting on a piece of land of about an acre, the beautiful house has 2 gates and in the old days a stable for horses. A rich trader in spices, Haji Hashim used to accompany the Raja in his horse rides along Green Road, and the Raja would always stop for tea and chit-chats there before going home. During the anti-secession movement in the 1940s, Darul Maziah was the headquarters and a memorial pillar was erected in front of the house to commemorate the event. Today, Darul Maziah is still standing strong and is a popular spot for tourists to take photos. Several generations have stayed in this house since it was built, and today, one of the descendants was so gracious to share some information about this wonderful house with me.
Hi, I'm Dayang Sharini Jaya, mostly known as Adik Jaya by close families and friends, and I've been staying here in Darul Maziah since I was born. The house itself is roughly 150 years, roughly, is give and take, yeah. Okay, Darul Maziah was built, I believe, by my great-grandfather, Datuk Bentara Abang Haji Hashim bin Abang Haji Arif. During his time, during Brooks' time, during my great-grandfather's time, it was like he was the Datuk Bentara, translated it to English versions of that role. Is some kind of like a war minister. Okay, Darul Maziah. I believe it came from, I have yet to confirm it actually, which is probably the name of my great-great-grandmother. Probably is the mother of my great-grandfather, which is that Datuk Bentara Abang Haji Hashim. Word, if you translated Darul to Malay, it's going to mean house. So it's kind of like Rumah Maziah.
The pointed structure on top of the roof is a tunjuk langit, symbolizing the oneness of God. Intricate carvings can be seen along the roof and veranda. The house was built on stone pillars for security and also to keep flood water out, a feature very appropriate back in the old days. This was where the stable for horses was located in the old days. There are 7 doors in this house. Let's go inside the house. The inside of the house is just as impressive as the outside. Intricate and beautiful carvings is the order of the day. Besides the carvings, the furniture and fixtures also reflects the history of the house. All photographs and even all appliances and gadgets grace the place. The beauty of it is that it is not a put-on show, it is very authentic. The descendants are still staying here, and what you see is what you get. It is like a living museum showing how life was through the ages, and the things are being preserved. Things like this sewing machine. Can you remember how a telephone looked like before mobiles made their appearance? How about this old cupboard? And this old safe, it is not for show, it is still being used. And this kerosene lamp. These trapdoors provide ventilation back in the old days. And windows with movable shutters. And many more. Going to the next room, this is where visitors are entertained. It used to be the veranda, but along the way it has been walled up and converted to a living room. Here, a lot of items are on display, once again showing how life was before. Once again, full of interesting and beautiful carvings. A good collection of kris and other swords. Lots of brassware. Interestingly, even this aircon from the 1980s is still being used. This is indeed good advertisement for the manufacturer.
For this house?
Yeah, at this moment, there is a kind of a discussion to and fro with the historical society, should I call it, or something, or heritage. With the heritage society, something like that. It started from my dad actually, to make the house as a, what you call that again?
Heritage building. Gazetted as a heritage building.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, because when my dad started it, and when the process is going on nicely, then we start with the pandemic, and it kind of stands still for about 3 years, yeah, more or less. And then when my dad just passed away last year, and my late cousins kind of like take over, help us to get it going. But then again, he also like sadly he also passed away sometime beginning of the year. Yeah. So we shall see.
So who's taking over from there?
It's probably me, my cousins. Yeah. That's the next step, inshallah.
While visiting this beautiful house, it reminded me of several other old houses that I have visited. Among them, the Chong Fat Zi or Blue Mansion in Penang, the Jong Afi Mansion in Medan, and much nearer to Kuching, the Chia family house in Singkawan. These houses attracted lots of tourists to their respective cities, becoming a must-visit spot for tourists. Hopefully, Darul Maziah will also be as well known as these houses one day. Thank you for watching this video.